Hi students, welcome to the next video. In this video we will be learning computer system controls. So in the beginning of the chapter only I have told you that whatever we have learnt in PPA internal control is little different here because we studied manual internal control in PPA. Here we will be learning technical, that is usage of computer system in the control systems of the internal control of the organization. So information system have been an integral part of our day-to-day life in the company. So the increased use of technology has its own disadvantages. So all the organization has to depend upon the technology nowadays. For example, each and every company's transactions are done through systems. No manual recording or no manual transactions are now. So whenever you use technology, the advantages how it increases, no, the disadvantages also increases. So there is a need for control of these computer system as well as audit of the information system, computer system or the information system. So what are the need, how to, why these disadvantages are happening, or what are the disadvantages which we are looking for? So those are here. First thing is organizational cost of data loss, because the data is recorded in the computer system and everything is recorded in chips or the storage. So at any time you can have the loss of these data because you don't have any manual recording of the data. Secondly, incorrect decision making. Management or the operational system of the organization takes the information by the system, so that by using those information we can go for a incorrect decision making. Cost of computer abuse. Cost of computer abuse means unauthorized access. Anybody can access to your computer sometimes. With those who know the system password can access your computer and they can do any kind of destruction of the assets, which are hardware, software, or whatever the documentation you have, they can delete it. Okay. Next is value of the computer hardware, software and personnel. So each and every company is going with separate their own ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನಿಗೂ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಸಸ್ ಇರೋಲ್ವ, ಒಂದೇ ಕಂಪ್ನೀಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹೈ and that will be treated as the resources. If you won't use that in an optimum way, again it will leads to waste, or it is also to be checked by the internal control system. Then high cost of computer error. Once an error is made in the computer, to repair that, the cost of repair is very high. The cost is itself is very high when it compared to manual. The organizational computer system controls is highly costliest one. Next, maintenance of privacy. You have to safeguard your assets, but the data which are collected in the computer are very, you have to maintain it with the safe custody, or you have to maintain a confidentiality with the information. So the maintenance of privacy is also one of the threat to the organization. And finally, controlled evolution of the computer use. Every day a new application, new hardware upgradation will be there. So what to use and what not to use is a big dilemma in the organization, and when we have to upgrade to another level is also one of the conflict which arises when the things are related to the computer system or the information system. So these needs for control and audit of information systems are very need, or the disadvantages of the computer system controls needs to be checked or detected and prevented by the unlawful events like this. This factor influences the organization in the reduction or the inefficiency of the internal control system. And what are the effects of the computer systems on audit? So these are the disadvantages leads to various changes in the audit aspects, like changes to evidence collection and changes to evidence evaluation. Whenever we are collecting the evidence and whenever we are evaluating the documentary evidence, there are certain changes when compared to manual and technical aspects of the internal control system. What are those changes? First one is data retention and storage. So your system or the computer, it is a limited resources. You have to insert a chip of storage that is very limited. So the client storage capacity may restrict the amount of the data to be retained online and readily accessible to the auditor. So when I want to check my computer, for example, if it is 1 terabyte, 1 TB of data can I put? Okay, yes, but above that I have to insert another one, yes or no? So it is a limited storage capacity one, so there you can't store more data. So when you are collecting the evidence also, there is no hard copy, everything is soft copy. Secondly, absence of input documents again. So most of the online and system generated transaction happens without any documents or the input which related to the transaction. For example, there is a purchase transaction is going on. The client has to give a purchase order. Everything is automatic or system generated copies. There is no purchase order in hand to you as a evidence. Thirdly, lack of availability of the output. The transaction processed may not produce the printed hard copy output. When you are giving the bill also, nowadays everything is checked and verified in the system itself. There is no availability of the output or a hard copy printout. ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕೇ ಹೊರತು you will not get as a evidence or a document. If you want any voucher, you have to take the printout. If not, you will not get any. So everything is related to system and system will do the evaluation also. But if it is erased by the system, then there is no evidence at all. So the collection of these evidence is also at stake, or it is a risky one. Next is audit evidence. Certain transactions which are generated automatically may not have the audit evidence. Some of the transactions will done through mails, you will be having mail. Some of the transactions done through on mouth to mouth transactions don't have any evidence. For example, I'll give you a trade discount after 30 days, but it is mouth to mouth conversation, but it will be given or not given. It is a probability, maybe or may not be given after 30 days. Then legal issues. With the increase in the trading over internet creates problem with the contracts, like legal jurisdiction of contracts, parties to contracts, memorandum of understanding, not association, memorandum of understanding. So collaborations, ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಜೊತೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಟೈಅಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಲೀಗಲ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಅ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ದೋಸ್ documents. Firstly, system generated transactions don't have the evidence at all. Then they do not provide any vision to users when they are processed. So they may lead to new sources of errors. So system generated copies will be having some errors. So those errors has to be rectified before the audit. Secondly, automatic transaction processing. Example is given in your textbook too. If your company is related to just-in-time costing, okay, just-in-time costing, if your company's stock reduces in the godown, directly or automatically a purchase order will be generated and that will be sent to the supplier without the authorization of the manager. ಇನ್ನು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ EMI ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರ ನೀವು. ಸೊ EMI ತೊಗೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಐಟಮ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಡ್ತೀರ. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂದ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಯುವರ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಥರೈಸೇಷನ್. ಬಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡಿತ್ತು ಕಟ್ಟಾಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಎಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಆಥರೈಸೇಷನ್, ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಎರಡೆರಡು ಸತಿ ಕಟ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸೊ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ನಡೆಯೋದು ಕೂಡ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ pitfall or the disadvantages of these online transaction. Thirdly, systematic error. It means if computer program is wrong, it will continuously give you the wrong output. Then information system audit. The information system audit has to be done in the organization. It is one of the important thing for the evaluation, because it is the process for the assessment of the internal controls within the internal system or information system environment, and attesting the following objectives that will minimizes the risk of the organization. So ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಎರರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದು ಫ್ರಾಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ go for the suitable measures also. Next, asset safeguarding. Your data is also one of the asset, and the information system assets must be safeguarded to provide confidentiality, integrity and availability. These points are already discussed in PPA2. Data integrity. It is the fundamental nature of the information system auditing. You have to maintain integrity with the data, and you have to depend upon the value of the information which is maintained through integrity of the data. And finally, system effectiveness. If your internal control system and the computer system is effective, then that will give you a sound documentation. If not, that leads to a error or a fraud. So the objective of the system must be required, and it has to be optimized with the usage of all the resources within the organization, and it will have its impact on the result or the financial reporting. To collect, to evaluate and to minimize this risk, the auditor or the information system auditor should have a set of skills which he has to be expert. That is, he must have a sound knowledge of business operations, practices and compliance requirements of each and every organization, and he must have a professional or a technical qualification and certification by the respective boards, and he should have the good understanding of information's risk and controls, knowledge of all the information system strategies, policies and procedure controls, and he must have the ability to understand the technical and manual controls over the books of accounts, and finally he should have good knowledge of the professional standards and the best practices which is related to the information systems or computer systems. These information system auditors always checks the business risk and it related aspects with the use of information technology in the management. Information technology auditor is going to review the information technology system and its processes, and they are going to find out, is there any inadequacy in the information security, inefficiency in the usage of all the corporate resources, and ineffectiveness is in the strategies, policies and practices which are framed by the top level management in the actual operations, and also IT related frauds, information technology related frauds, they will be verifying. It is one of the partial audit, you can say like this, it is a partial audit, that is information system audit, one of the audit which is used to check how your system is there, how your internal control system is there with respect to the information system or the computer system. Now we'll move on to the next topic, that is categories of the information system audit. Information system audits have been categorized into 5 parts: system and applications, information processing facilities, system development, management and IT and management of IT and enterprise architecture, telecommunication, intranet and extranets. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ IS auditing. So system and applications must be appropriated and adequate with your company's operational aspects or the activities, and it must ensure the validity, reliability, and that has to be prepared timely and secures the input, process and the output of all the transaction documentary evidences. They must have these things in your system and application. Secondly, information processing facilities. The facilities must be provided in processing and recording all the informations timely, accurately and efficiently in all the conditions. So this is also one of the important components of information processing facility in the information system. Then system development, based on the nature, based on the upgradations, you have to develop the systems, because organization objective is not same as every year. It is developing and it will be having its motto in every years, and you have to accept all the standards which are developed. So the system development is one of the component of or the category of the information system audit that has to ensured by the company that system under development meets the organizational objective. Then management of IT and enterprise architecture. IT management has organizational structure and procedure to ensure controlled and efficient environment for information processing. So if you want to process the informations which are recorded and ready within your computer system, that has to be segregated or structured based on the standards of the accounting and the auditing in a architectured softwares. So those softwares are very much essential to manage the transactions of your company. And finally, the telecommunication, internet and extranets are the components which are used to ensure the control objective of the organization. So these are the 5 categories of the information system which must be there in your organization with the information system to do the audit procedures. So next we'll go to the steps in information system audit. So information system audits can be categorized into 6 stages. So the first stage is scoping and pre-audit survey. What is scoping or pre-audit survey? It is very simple to understand. The auditor is going to differentiate what is the main area of focus and the out of focus areas based on the risk assessment. So he will be differentiating the area where to concentrate more and not to concentrate, or to give less concentration to work in the audit. That is the first one. Secondly, planning and preparation. You know how an auditor is going to plan and prepare for the audit, before commencement of audit. So it normally involves the audit planning and audit procedures before the commencement of audit. Then third one is field work, that is the personal visit of site. The auditor is going to visit the site, he is going to talk with the staff members, manager, he is going to check all the documents personally by observing the operations or the process of the organization. Then he is going to analyze all the things which he has already recorded in his audit notebook and audit working paper. So he is going to review and try to make or he is going to gather all the evidence, and that he is going to write in the audit report to the manager after the analysis of the data. After that, closure or the disclosure. It involves preparing the notes for future audits. He is going to make note of all the legal documents, then books of accounts, financial statements, everything, and whatever he has to disclose it in front of the stakeholders of the organization, he is going to disclose, and he will take some more points for the further audit. For future audit plans, he will make some notes too. And finally, audit standards and best practices. Information system auditor needs some guidance and a yardstick or the benchmark or some guidance to him to measure the audit. So the audit standards, best practices were given various institutions, for example, Information System Audit and Control Association, ISACA, then IIIA, International Institute of Internal Auditors, ICAI, that is Indian Chartered Accountants, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So there are various institutions will give you audit standards, and there is going to set up a best practices how the auditor has to perform his audit functions and procedures in the organization, and it should be economical, efficiency and effective oriented system in the organization. Thank you.